all you cool scientists. Welcome back. Let's put on our lab coats and our thinking hats one last time for the school year. So, today we are going to talk about hibernation, what it means when something migrates, and what it means when something goes dormant. But before I start, we're going to watch this short video clip to go over a few things, and then I'll switch back and talk to you about those things. I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, everyone, welcome back. Okay, so there was a lot of really good information in there talking about how our environment changes depending on the season. It may rain a lot, it may be really dry. Like we notice in the spring, it rains a lot, and then in the summer, it normally gets pretty dry. And then it also talked about how some animals may migrate, hibernate, or some plants may go dormant during the colder winter months. So let's talk about how temperature affects living things. When a temperature increases and gets hotter, like in the summer, animals may move to a new habitat so they can find water, because a lot of times the water just dries right up because it's not raining as much. So if the animal can move and go somewhere else, it might go find a new home to live in during those summer months. Some animals may burrow or dig under the ground to get protection and shelter. When the temperature decreases or it gets really cold outside, animals hibernate. What is hibernating and what kind of animals do that, you may ask? Well, bears. Those big bears, they hibernate. It means they take a long nap and sleep for a really long time. They may do this because during winter, the food supply goes down. Animals store their food underground for the time they are in their dens for winter. Some animals may go into a deep sleep or hibernate for the winter. I'm sure that bear is dreaming all winter of waking up in the spring and catching fish out of the creek. What do you think? Some animals may migrate, like birds. During winter, animals leave the really cold environment and migrate in search for food in warmer places, and then they'll return when spring begins. So, a lot of birds, you may have heard it before, fly south for the winter because it doesn't really get very cold here, especially here in Houston. And so we see some birds that may not be native or normally live here during those winter months because the conditions here are more favorable for them to live in. And then when it becomes summer again or spring, they'll migrate back to their normal homes. Plants become dormant. During the fall, some trees lose their leaves and store food in their roots. And if we think back, the roots back a few weeks ago when you drew that plant structure, the roots are under the ground, and that's what anchors the plant down, helps it get that nutrients. And they become dormant to help them survive in the winter. In the spring, when temperatures increase and the rain falls, leaves begin to grow again. You may notice this if you have some trees in your front and backyard. You may notice that normally they lose all their leaves when it's cold or during the winter time, and then when it becomes spring again, we get those beautiful lush green leaves again. Let's talk about precipitation and how that affects things. When there's more precipitation or lots of rain and sometimes flooding, animals move to higher ground in search for shelter. Seeds from plants may wash away and they may grow in new places that sometimes aren't their normal places to grow. When there's less precipitation, which means not very much rain, or a drought, which means it hasn't rained in a very, very long time, and the plants are so thirsty. And the animals, too. Animals may move to areas to find water, and the plants might die. So, we're going to think about when things go dormant, migrate, and hibernate, and we're going to fill out this chart right here together. Okay? Are you ready? Let me read the first one to you. It's about a hummingbird. Hummingbirds fly south to find food and water when temperatures drop and daylight hours get shorter. Is it going dormant, migrating, or hibernating? Think about it. I'll give you a minute. The hummingbird is migrating. It's moving south temporarily because of what season it is. The next is our humpback whale. Humpbacks feed in the Arctic Ocean all summer and swim to the warmer Pacific Ocean during the winter. What is this organism doing? Is it going dormant, migrating, or hibernating? I'll give you a minute. Our humpback whale is also migrating, just like our hummingbird. You can think of migrating like the animal is going to just a temporary home for a short period of time. Okay, next is grasses. To save water and nutrients, this grass shuts down during the cold winter months. What is this organism doing? Is it going dormant, migrating, or hibernating? The grass is going dormant. Something to remember is that plants go dormant while animals hibernate. Okay? Something to keep in mind. Let's go to our next one, the toad. When temperatures drop, toads dig burrows into the soil to stay warm and sleep away the winter. What is the toad doing? Is it going dormant, migrating, or hibernating? The toad is hibernating. Remember, I said that animals hibernate and plants go dormant. Let's go to the next one. Rosebush. That's a plant. Instead of producing flowers and new leaves, rose bushes lose leaves and store water in the roots during winter. Is it going dormant, migrating, or hibernating? I'll give you just a second. Because the rose bush is a plant, it is going dormant. Next, we have our groundhog. During the cold months, a groundhog stays in its burrow as its body slows down to save energy. What is this organism doing? Is it going dormant, migrating, or hibernating? It is hibernating. And we know that it's hibernating because it's an animal and it's not moving from place to place. It's going to sleep. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed our last science video together with Miss Dodd. I'm going to miss you so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful summer. But be sure to come visit me during the next school year so I can say hi and give you all big hugs. All right, guys, bye for now. I miss you.